sentence, in a verse or a little word that we could use to encourage us in life. So if you place yourself in the hands of God, nothing can get to you unless it goes through Him first. Now in life we face many battles. They come, some big battles, some small battles, but every day it's something, whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical, whether it's financial. We're there every day. Some days we do well, some days we don't do well. And sometimes these battles seem to be overwhelming. Meaning we look at it and it looks like a big army about to attack this one person, which is you. And we look at this problem coming towards us, and many battles in life, and we look at ourselves and we start to feel as if we were inadequate. We start to feel as if we're weak. We start to feel as if we were insufficient, meaning we can't handle this on our own. We start to feel that we're losing our faith, we're lacking in faith. We say, why is this big problem coming up against me? And I don't have any way, from the way things appear, I have no chance of having victory in this situation. When you get to that point in life, when you realize that you are weak, that you are insufficient, that you are inadequate, that by your own hands you have no power for major victories, then you will learn that the only way to be victorious and successful in the Christian life is through the power of Jesus Christ. Once you figure out that yes, you are insufficient, yes, you are inadequate, yes, you are lacking in faith and you're weak and you have no massive measures of power, then you realize and you get to the point where you understand that to have any victory, have any success in the Christian life, it only has to happen through the power of Jesus Christ. Down south a couple of months ago, a very famous pastor passed away. He had a massive congregation. His name, I can't get his name right now. I think he had a college and he had a big church and a big following and a lot going on for him. He passed away and it was time for his son to step up, and they wanted his son to be the senior pastor. So his son took on the challenge. He said, yes, I'll do it, I'll step up. The week before he was to give his first message after his dad passed away, he started looking for a little help. He called a well-known pastor for some advice. He said, listen, you know my father passed away. You know we have a big congregation. I've been called to be the senior pastor. And I don't know, man, I'm starting to feel inadequate. He said, what am I going to tell these people? You know, they're expecting maybe a great message. They're expecting me to be emotional and strong and tough. And I'm pretty inadequate. I don't know what to do. What do you think? What do you suggest? He asked him, he said, all right, young man, do you feel inadequate? He said, yes. He said, well, don't ever lose that feeling. As long as you feel inadequate, you will rely on the power of Christ to have your victory. He said, yes, I feel inadequate. He said, good. You feel inadequate, you feel weak, good. As long as you feel inadequate and weak, you're going to be looking for the greater power source, which is Jesus Christ. And when you come to realize that, then you enter into the maturity in the Christian life. Then you enter into the beginnings of what the Christian life is all about. Because it's not really about your power. If it was, you'd never achieve salvation. You'd never have victory. You won't have much until you start tapping in to the power source of God, into God's hands, which is God in action, the power of God. Now, the Lord gives us knowledge, He gives us wisdom, and He gives us understanding, okay? Some people have more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding than others, but bottom line, He gives us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And He says, simply follow me. Lawrence, follow me. Don't worry about nothing, follow me. If you choose to obey and follow Him, making Him your God, making Him the center of your life, meaning He's not just the God of Wednesday through Sunday, but He's the God of Sunday through Sunday. Once He becomes your source, means He's your God. By definition, God means your master, your ruler, your all in all, your power source. Once you choose, yes, I'll obey. I need you, I'm weak, I don't have nothing, but I know you have everything, and you choose to obey the Lord. You place yourself firmly in the hands of the Almighty. Once you make that decision that the Lord is your God, and He tells you, Lawrence, follow me, you say yes and obey, you place yourself firmly in the hands of God. When you're in the hands of God, nothing in any dimension, in life, death, whether it's visible and invisible, can get to you and have victory over you unless it goes through Jesus Christ first. If you choose yes, I'll follow, I'll obey, you place yourself firmly in the hands of God, and nothing can disturb that relationship. Nothing can get to you unless it goes through Him. The Lord said, if you're in His hands, He says, who can snatch you out of my hands? If you're in the Lord's hands firmly through obedience and surrender, who can snatch you out of the Lord's hands? No one. The Lord said, if I'm for you, who can be against you? If the Lord is for you, who can stand against you? Absolutely no one. The Word of God, as we're going to see, teaches us, once you align yourself with the Lord and simply follow, meaning, I rely on you, I have nothing. If I choose victory, which I want to have it, I know you can get me there. Without you, I can do nothing. The Lord and the Word of God teaches, your battles become His battles. What challenges you, challenges Him. And what makes war with you, makes war with Him. Imagine that. Your battles become His battles. What challenges you, challenges Him. And what chooses to make war against you, makes war against Him. That's pretty powerful. If you have the Lord fighting your battles, destroying your challengers and challenges, and whoever dares to step up and make war with you, the battle becomes the Lord. In the Old Testament, we're going to flip there in a second, we learn about the history of the Jewish nation, okay? Or it's called Israel, and Israel split into Judah. So basically, the history of the Jewish nation, there's many parts in the Bible where it's recorded. And, it's like they are now. They're living in Israel, and they have all this conflict with the people around them. And we're going to read about this in a second. At that time, there were many kings in Israel, or many Jewish kings. And any time the Jewish king chose God, chose to rely on the Lord gave him unpenetrable protection and miraculous deliverance. Anytime he said, Lord, there's a big, massive army coming and they're going to kill us for sure. I want to rely on you. I chose you. You're the most powerful. The Lord gave them unpenetrable protection, meaning nothing could get to them, and miraculous deliverances. It goes the same with us. Here you have to start as an individual. You have to choose to obey Him and follow Him. It starts with an individual. After you take the individual, then you have your immediate family. You could help your immediate family choose to obey Him and to follow Him. Then your extended family and so on. But it starts with the individual. Here it's represented as a nation choosing God and being delivered. We're going to flip. We're going to flip to 2 Chronicles 14. Keep your place in Acts for me, okay? Go to 2 Chronicles chapter 14, 11 through 12. And we're going to see things that came my way that were just, and I read it and said, whoa, powerful. 2 Chronicles 14, 11 through 12. Okay, I'll give you a minute to find it. Second Chronicles 14, 11 through 12. And by the way, everybody, all the reading is done through the New